July. You get 31 days to practice spelling July.
And you rarely spell February all the way out.
And
you usually do Feb.
You get 28 days to practice spelling February. That's why I can't spell February. Good morning. It is the 1st of Feb.
Also, it's not spelled the way it sounds.
Feb is, yes.
Feb is, but
Feb
February
1.
is not.
It's
It's
1
not
Feb 2022.
February. Why would anybody do that?
Same reason that, library... Anyway.
Yeah, but you actually say it that way.
A lot of
Library.
unnecessary R's.
February. You didn't say February. Anyway.
Like the G or the H in ghost. You don't need an H there. It should be G-O-A-S-T. Just like coast. Hey, let's go down to the coast.
Let's go see ghosts at the coast.
Let's go see ghosts at the coast. Eat some toast.
And
That'll be the most fun.
yeah, so there you threw in another one. This is why English is among the harder languages to learn. Not the hardest, but there's.
But of the ones that
there.
use this alphabet, it is one of the hardest.
Yep.
Usually for people who are used to this alphabet, languages that use totally other alphabets, Japanese, Korean, and such, are much harder because you also have to learn all of the different characters. But yes, that's what we should go start ourselves a resort down on the coast, and we could spell it CHOST. And we could also include like a haunted tour component where they go, ghost hunting, GOAST. I didn't see any ghosts. Well, you're looking for the wrong thing, aren't you?
Wow.
Focus.
Put that in the marketing idea in Discord. The sales ideas.
That's a good idea. Meet me, O Christ, in this stillness of morning. Move me, O Spirit, to quiet my heart. Mend me, O Father, from yesterday's harms. Excuse me. From the discords of yesterday, resurrect my peace. From the discouragements of yesterday, resurrect my hope. From the weariness of yesterday, resurrect my strength. From the doubts of yesterday, resurrect my faith. From the wounds of yesterday, resurrect my love. Let me enter this new day aware of my need and awake to your grace, O Lord. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Yep.
We have no plan.
We have no plan.
So what do we want to talk about?
I have no clue. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, we've already discussed spelling. I think we should move on from that.
Spelling was not one of... I could spell, but not... I still have to think about it hard. To this day.
Can't spell, can't write.
That's not true. Neither of those are true.
Can't do math.
That's definitely not true.
2 plus 2 are pi. Ooh,
now see,
pi.
I was turned off on math when I was informed that pi are squared.
No.
Pi are not squared.
Pi are round.
Pi are round. Pies are round. Pi aren't anything. Pi isn't. Or is.
Pi are a collective noun, thus calling for a plural verb.
So yeah, I was done with math at that point.
That's fair. Once they start putting letters in it, it's just, and then they change languages on the letters.
Hi.
So.
Everything okay?
I think so.
She's not too sure about us this morning.
So it's the 1st of the month. We're going to give you a quick tip on something you should try to do. If you didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, you should try to do it today. And that is, take your calendar, take your planner, and sit down and stay off the Facebook and out of the Twitters and whatever else for 15 to 20 minutes and jot down all of your appointments that you're aware of. Try to get everything together. And if you know stuff on out into the rest of the year, write them down so that you have them. Now, if you then also want to pick up your digital device and make sure that anything that's only in your digital device gets transferred to that written down and transfer your written down into your digital, then do so. But try to do so without meandering off into, well, little Timmy said something about this, and he said the details were on Facebook, and so I'm going to go look on Facebook, and now I'm going to, well, can you believe that person didn't pull their stuff off of Spotify, and that person did, and what, well, what about, by the way, my podcast is on Spotify, not that anybody ever listens, nobody cares. Deep and truthfully, down in, nobody cares. But... you don't even know what's going on with Spotify.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't know if you knew. What
This
I love
is all over Facebook.
What I love is one of the memes that's like, people under 40. Can you believe that what new or people the differences of it's like
people under 40. Who's Neil Young?
Who's Neil Young? People from 40 to 55. Who's Joe Rogan? People over 55. What's a Spotify? But anyway, take that time and kind of preview your month, get it all together, and then also try to make some time to sit down with your significant other or with your family calendar, all of you, and look at what have we got going on this month. And also, if you have big pieces down the road, go ahead and get those jotted in. Oh, by the way, I've decided when we're going on vacation, that kind of thing. Let's make sure we communicate those things out. It's very helpful. Mm-hmm. And it keeps you from finding yourself committed to be 4 places at one time.
Also, remember that if you have, my planner has a monthly spread, which is, very spacious and nice, and so I can jot things down in advance. But then it's also got weekly pages, and I'm usually on the weekly pages every week. And I don't revisit the monthly spread a whole lot. And so at the beginning of the month or at the beginning of the week, if you have that kind of planner, make sure to compare the two. Look at your monthly calendar and go ahead and jot those things down in the weekly spread, so that you're not missing anything because you forgot, because it's in one place or the other, but not in both. So make sure that that where you are normally in your planner, what you typically use in your planner, that's where you have stuff written down. For me, that's the weekly page, because I can do to-do lists and that kind of thing. I put everything that doesn't all fit on the monthly spread. So just make sure you do that. Mm-hmm. And also communicate with your kids. We haven't done a family planner meeting in a while, but we usually try, at mealtime to go ahead and give the kids a heads up if something's coming. They have their own planners. Teach them how to use planners. If you need help with that, let me know. Go to wellplannedgal.com. We've got whole systems that help you teach your children how to plan. I mean, we don't just sell planners. We sell instructions, training systems and that kind of thing. So, but teach them, incorporate them into it too, so that they can be on track with you.
And realize something. Yes, your child is the brilliant, hyper-creative, going to revolutionize the world with all of their artisticness, and it's terrible that the world wants to force them to actually do things like look at the clock and look at the calendar. And we know that, and we're very, very sorry that that's the case. But the reality is, one of the ways that we demonstrate to one another a level of respect and willingness to live together in a society is by having this outside standard of a clock and a calendar that helps us know when we do things. Mm-hmm. You can be 10,000 points of brilliance in nonlinear, chaotic life, but realize something. Other people have to know when you're going to do stuff, have to be able to interact with you. Otherwise, what you're insisting on is that the whole world revolve around you. And is that really the person that you want to be?
And do keep in mind, we talk about planning a lot. We talk about keeping up with the planner and that kind of thing. It doesn't come naturally to every member of our family. This is not something that we just as a whole family just absolutely love to do. You know, I've always liked a calendar. I have not always been diligent to keep up with it. I've not always known what I was doing. And also, having to teach all three of our children, they are all at varying degrees of responding to a planner, but I guarantee you that it has been helpful even for the ones, and I've been told this by my children. I've been thanked. Thank you for forcing me to do this. I still hate it, but it's really helped in X. There are ways that you can utilize the planner for your personality where you work well with the world around you while still honoring your own either creativity or hyperstructuredness. Because in all honesty, the world does not the world doesn't work well with people who are hyperstructured either.
Right.
The world is kind of on a middle ground where you need flexibility and you need structure. And so if very few people naturally walk that middle ground path where they're just really comfortable in that middle area. We're all on varying degrees of that. And so you're never going to be perfectly comfortable with whatever planning necessities are thrust upon you by the community you live in. But it's important to develop those skills to be able to massage your personality, to be able to work with the community around you while still fulfilling your own need for structure, creativity. Both of those are still needs, and you still need to fulfill that.
Those.
So,
yeah, but that's one of those. It's been said by a couple people. I think I first saw it from John Acuff as far as about like a calendar. So, this day and age, if you meet up with somebody and they say, "Well, hey, yeah, it's been good to see you. We should get together sometime." If y'all don't both then whip out your calendars and start trying to find that time, or at least schedule a time that you're going to do it, either you didn't mean it or it'll just never happen no matter how much you meant it. There's not nearly as much serendipitous, spontaneous engagement as you think there is. And a lot of times, even I have fun weekends every weekend and I never have a plan. There may also be people that you miss out on having any kind of relationship with because you call them, oh, well, we've got plans, we've got this, we've got that. So anyway, but to come back to the original point, it's first of the month. Get your month preview looked at. What needs to be done this month? Jot down those major things. Car tags got to be renewed, that kind of stuff. Get that stuff all taken care of. Get that stuff in view. New glasses got to get picked up. Groceries got to be bought. Hopefully, we don't have to get another new freezer. All that kind of thing. All got to get done. Get those chunks in place so that you can be aware of them. So that then, when those needs to flex come, what has to be moved, and you can move it. Yep. Because most people's schedule stress comes from the sudden appearance of something, and in the back of your mind there's that feeling of, I'm sure there is something else I'm supposed to be doing, and I just don't know.
I can't remember, but it's really nagging at me.
And it may not be anything, or it may be something major.
It could be something that was canceled. It could be something that's insignificant that, yes, you still have it, but it doesn't impact,
It could be something that is easily rescheduled, but it's just that in your mind, you were going to do it on Tuesday afternoon, and you can easily do it Wednesday afternoon, or Friday morning, or Saturday, right before the Razorback game. Whatever it may be, but if you don't have it written down, you don't know what it is. And I don't know, maybe at some point we need to talk about, ways to notate, like, hey, this is a flexible thing. This is a hard and fast thing.
I use color coding. So we'll do that quickly, but yeah, we'll talk
about that.
Okay,
let's talk about
let's talk about it more, because there are a lot of ways to do it.
Yeah,
there are a lot of options. But I'll just throw out real quick, I use color coding. I have different color pens. So
I don't color code because I don't really have different color pens, and I always got confused about what color was what anyway. And I like to color code which parts of life like I use a 4-color pen, and I like to use black for this, blue for that, and green for that. And so I can't use color coding for its
things that are
flexibility.
flexible. I
Yeah.
can't. That makes sense. I can't either.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll talk about that more. But I just wanted to toss the idea out there as a
She uses erasable pens. I just scribble over it if it changes.
friction. They're awesome.
So anyway, we'll talk more about that maybe tomorrow.
That'll work. We don't plan on for tomorrow either. So.
I thought we were going to discuss the greatest movie for February 2nd of all time. I got you, babe.
Psalm 19.
Psalm 19.
1 For the choir director,
A psalm of David.
The
Heavens declare the glory of God, and the expanse proclaims the work of his hands. Day after day they pour out speech. Night after night they communicate knowledge.
There is no speech, there are no words, their voice is not heard. Their message has gone out to the whole earth, and their words to the ends of the world.
The ends of the world.
In the heavens he has pitched a tent for the sun.
Yeah, but I can see
We'll-
why that.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
put
just
that.
stop. We'll stop it for a
Since we're using CSB, we're going to go with the poetic stanza markings that they've got.
C.
It would be C.
We'll stop with 4B and pick up with 4C later.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Excellent. Sunday school passage. It's going to be part of the story of Joseph. I don't see where my Sunday school book is.
I think it. Oh, here it is. So to say, I knew I saw it somewhere, and I thought it was on a table, and yeah, it was on a table. February 6th, the pitfall of injustice.
Somebody's got to go to prison. And in ancient Egypt, sometimes the people that went to prison didn't deserve to go to prison. Genesis 39:21.
Too far. But the Lord was with Joseph and extended kindness to him. He granted him favor with the prison warden. The warden put all the prisoners who were in the prison under Joseph's authority, and he was responsible for everything that was done there. The warden did not bother with anything under Joseph's authority because the Lord was with him, and the Lord made everything that he did successful. You know,
Nice.
the rest of it, or just
No,
leave it
we'll
at
just
that?
leave it
Okay.
at that. Because then we'll get to the dreams and whatever else.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for a new month, and thank you for the opportunities that it holds for us. I pray that we will steward our time and our energy well and honor you well with everything that we do. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Alexa, turn off the ring light.
Hi.